wanted to get on and talk about why it's important and absolutely necessary to get a pre-approval from your lender prior to finding the home of your dreams. Guys, if you find the home of your dreams and then decide to get a pre-approval, you are probably going to miss out on winning that home of your dreams. We're finding right now, good houses going on the market right now are having up to 30 offers on them. I recently just heard from one of my buyers that they didn't have a chance because they hadn't gotten pre-approved beforehand, and there were 18 offers within the first day on the house they wanted. So basically they had no chance. They went out looking for homes and they found a home that they absolutely wanted. It was the home of their dreams. It was where they wanted to be as far as school district and everything, and they were pretty sure that they would qualify, but they just got to me too late. It didn't work. So that's one thing. It's really important to have your plan in place prior to finding the home of your dreams, or you're just going to be let down. So you don't want to get too emotionally invested in a home of your dreams if you don't have a mortgage pre-approval, because to be very frank and honest, you're probably not going to get that home. So a lot of buyers learn through not getting their dream home on their first try, and then they back up and they plan and get their pre-approval the proper way, so that when the next home comes along, they can buy. But to be very straightforward, when someone calls us to get a pre-approval, where you can get like a 15-minute online approval, it doesn't mean a darn thing, because the mortgage industry is very garbage in, garbage out. So unless you have the most perfect situation, which very few people do, then your pre-approval is really not worth much, because you really want to have a solid pre-approval where someone has pulled your credit, has asked all the right questions, the right, we call them deal killer questions. We ask all of those up front. And they're things like, have you ever had a bankruptcy? Have you ever had a foreclosure? Do you have to pay child support? Do you have to pay alimony? Do you have student loan balances that are deferred that we need to account for in your debt ratio in the future? Are you a U.S. citizen? Because that sometimes changes the financing that you're going to need. Do you have any IRS debt that you're paying on? Things like these are things that come up in the middle of the loan process that a computerized system is just not going to ask you. Other things that happen with really quick online approvals are people input the wrong income in. It's not calculated properly, and on and on and on. So if you're self-employed and you're trying to calculate your own income, that can be inaccurate a lot of times. So to be, very straightforward, a good pre-approval takes us anywhere from about an hour total to and up, depending on how complicated the scenario is. So it could be, it may be better that that one spouse is on the mortgage versus both of them, because there's a big disparity in credit scores, or one brings a whole lot more debt than the other one for debt to income ratio. So it's extremely important that you pre-plan, because if you go out and find the house of your dreams and you're not pre-approved, you're probably not going to win, because you might not be able to make an offer as quickly as others who love that house that already have their pre-approval in hand. So it's just something that has to be done in this market. Houses are listing on day one on, say, Sunday. They're going under contract on day 2. So you have to have your ducks in a row. You're not going to win if you're not prepared. Lesson of today: get your pre-approval first if you're serious about wanting to find the home of your dreams. If you're just unemotional about it and you're like, oh, if I win it, fine, that's fine too, but you're probably wasting a lot of people's time if you're not a serious buyer in this market. So hope that helps. Talk to you soon. Watch out for our next video, and have a great day.